Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Sensei Pink and I'm coming back to you guys for my review on Lore Olympus episode 120. Now, if you haven't, make sure that you go follow me on both Instagram and Twitter and hit that subscribe and notification button to see more weekly videos. So, picking up from last episode, Hera, transformed into Percy, and now after transforming into Percy, she undergoes a wardrobe, little transformation to look more like Percy's style. And after a little debriefing from Artemis and Eros on basically what Percy is about, Demeter arrives and the two of them head to their lunch date. Now, as the two of them are out, Hera does a great job at pretending to be Percy, although, there are a few slip-ups here and there, but, nothing that completely alerted Demeter or anything like that. But one thing that Hera did find out is she got a little bit of insight on the Bringer of Death situation, which Demeter calls the accident. Now, after doing a bang-up job at impersonating Percy, Hera and Demeter share a heartfelt hug, and the two of them then split ways. Now, as these two are hugging, apparently Apollo is nearby and he's picking up his repaired lyre from a repair shop. But as he's picking it up, he glances out the window and he sees all this going down. Now, as Hera is reveling in how good she did at impersonating Percy and wondering about what Demeter meant about the accident as she's walking away, she is abruptly, stopped in her thoughts when she feels her arm grabbed and it's Apollo asking if they can talk. Now, in a back alley, Hera begins to ask Apollo very innocently, what does he want to talk about? But he begins to ask her why she disconnected her phone. But Hera begins to ask why would he need to call her. Now beginning to sort of sweat, Apollo begins to ask her if she said anything to Artemis or Daphne. But Hera, once again acting all innocent and dumbfounded, tells him that she can't imagine what she would talk about with them that would be of any concern to him. Now Apollo begins to ask why she's acting so weird and then tries to grab her arm, but he gets burned, and we then end this episode off with her, smirking and transforming back to herself and greeting Apollo. Now, as hype as I am, because I want Hera to get his ass, I have to say that I am a little upset because if Hera could have just stayed transformed for a little longer, maybe she could have found out more of, what Apollo has done. But, hopefully, we get some of that next episode. Now, speaking of next episode, let me get into my prediction for episode 121. Now, for episode 121, I don't exactly have a prediction, but I do have, a prediction for the near future of what I think will happen from this encounter. I feel like regardless of what happened, since Apollo now knows obviously Hera is onto his ass, he's going to use this encounter against Hera. I feel like since no one knows that Percy's missing or where she went, I feel like when Zeus gets involved, it's going to be because Apollo told him about his encounter with Hera and that basically Hera was transformed as Percy. Now, we all know that Zeus was eavesdropping on the phone and they told Hera not to tell Zeus. And we all know also in that episode, he felt like he was getting no respect. He felt like he was out of the loop. And this would just be proof that Hera basically was doing something behind his back. And also, it would be very fitting for Apollo to bring this to Zeus and basically get on Zeus's good side. Because if Hera discovers something, or, she feels something, or if Percy comes forward, then it's just going to be fuck what you said, Hera. I don't believe you. You doing stuff behind my back. And we all know that Zeus is always ready to defend Apollo. It doesn't matter. He honestly doesn't care what Hera told him. Doesn't give a fuck about what basically might have happened to Percy. He just cares about himself. And I could just honestly see this coming. This would totally be the ace in the hole for Apollo, because then he ain't got to get in trouble for basically raping Percy. He could shut Hera down. stop anything, and he can get what he wants and maybe try and marry Percy in this deal. Well, that's it for today, guys. Let me know, what do you guys think is going to happen in the comments below. Go follow me on both Instagram and Twitter and smash that like button if you enjoyed watching. And finally, guys, hit that subscribe and notification button if you want to see more of me, Sensei Pink.